Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Merdiana Nawangsih with name 222-322-0074 from class 3C. Today, I want to talk about natives like proficiency in English. The material that will be delivered is 1. Introduction, 2. The concept of native speaker, 3. The factor to achieve native-like proficiency in English, 4. The steps to help you achieve native-like proficiency in English, 5. Conclusion. Without further ado, let's move to the first material. Native-like proficiency in English refers to the ability to use the English language at a level that is indistinguishable from that of a native speaker. This means that someone with native-like proficiency in English can speak, write, listen, and read English fluently and accurately with a high degree of comprehension, and can use idiomatic expression, colloquialism, and cultural nuances appropriately. So, it is essential to explore the concept of the native speaker, which is the key element of native-like proficiency. Next material is the concept of native speaker. Professor Charles Hall Grandin of Harvard, an American Romanist and Italian scholar, used the term native speaker in the 19th century. Leonard Bloomfield is considered to have coined the term native speaker to refer to someone who speaks the language they have learned for the first time. However, this declaration seems to confident that is another language that is learned later on can replace the language that has been initially learned. The frequent use of the newly acquired language can dominate the first learned language. So, as a result, the language that was first learned no longer remains useful, generative, or creative, and so no longer remains the first language. Based on etymology, the word native means a person is labeled native speaker of a language by place or country of birth. That it means that the person has learned the language from birth. Yet, this is not the strongest case for a native speaker, as in the case of a child migrating to another geographical location or being adopted in childhood. The place of birth cannot necessarily benefit that individual, as the person born in a particular area will be a native speaker. The language used by an individual at home may not match the language of the area where the individual lives. The next material is the factor to achieve native-like proficiency in English. Achieving native-like proficiency in a second language, such as English, is a challenging goal and typically requires a combination of factors, including 1. Early exposure. Starting to learn English at young age or being Exposed to the language in a natural, immersive environment can help develop native-like pronunciation and fluency. 2. Extensive practice. Consistent and extensive practice in speaking, listening, reading, and writing in English is essential. This can be achieved through formal education, self-study, or living in an English-speaking country. 3. Cultural immersion. Understanding the culture and social norms of English-speaking communities can enhance language proficiency and the ability to use the language naturally. 4. Pronunciation and accent. Achieving native-like pronunciation and accent can be challenging, but is often considered a hallmark of native-like proficiency. 5. Advanced vocabulary and idioms. A deep knowledge of advanced vocabulary, idiomatic expression, and colloquialism is crucial for sounding native-like in conversation. 6. Cultural awareness. Understanding cultural references, humor, and context-specific communication is essential for native-like proficiency. The next material is the steps to help you achieve native-like proficiency in English. Here are some steps to help you work toward native-like proficiency. 1. Immerse yourself in the language. Surround yourself with English media such as books, movies, TV shows, and podcasts to improve your vocabulary, comprehension, and pronunciation. 2. Read extensively. Read a wide range of materials including newspaper, novel, academic papers, and online articles. Pay attention to sentence structure, vocabulary usage, and writing style. 3. Practice speaking and listening. Engage in conversations with native English speakers or language exchange partner. Focus on clear pronunciation, natural intonation, and appropriate use of expression. 4. Enhance vocabulary. Learn new words and phrases daily and use them in sentences to reinforce understanding. Use flashcards or vocabulary building apps to review and test yourself regularly. 5. Master grammar. Study English grammar thoroughly, paying attention to verb tenses, sentence structure, preposition, articles, and other important aspects. Practice writing and speaking to reinforce proper usage. 6. Participate in language classes or workshops. Join language courses or workshops where you can receive structured learning, receive feedback, and interact with other learners. 7. Record and review your speech. Record yourself speaking and listen to the recordings critically. Identify areas for improvement such as pronunciation, grammar, and fluency. 8. See a feedback. Ask native speakers or proficient English speakers for feedback on your written and spoken English. Constructive feedback will help you identify areas for improvement. 9. Engage in writing. Write regularly, whether it's in a journal, blog, or through formal essay. Focus on clarity, coherence, and using a varied vocabulary. 10. Practice cultural awareness. Understand the cultural nuances associated with the English language. Learn about idiomatic expressions, humor, and social convention to communicate more effectively. 11. Be patient and persistent. Achieving native-like proficiency takes time and consistent effort. Stay patient, persistent, and committed to your language learning goals. 12. See a professional guidance. Consider working with a language tutor or attending advanced English classes to receive personalized guidance and instruction. The last is conclusion. It is important to note that achieving native-like proficiency is a high bar, and most non-native speakers of English may have some detectable differences in their language usage compared to native speakers. However, many non-native speakers can still attain a very high level of proficiency and effective communication in English with dedicated effort and practice. Remember, the key is consistent and focused practice. It is also important to set achievable goals and measure your progress regularly to stay motivated and on track. That's all for me. See you next time. Have a good day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.